Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Hopefully y'all can see me good. I'm not checking the camera, so if not, but I I have to do this as it sparks in my memory, or I will just forget until way too long, and then I'll remember again and hopefully do it. But anyways, we're gonna do it now. I have such a not problem. I have my heart breaks for how capitalism really and just society has made people, women primarily, feel like aging is a flaw. Like it's something bad. Or like just flaws in general. Like, look at this fucking honker. My dad offered to pay for a nose job for me when I turned 18, and I said no thank you. Just this last Christmas, he reminded me that he could fix it for me. I said no thank you. But you know, the older I get, I've had so many surgeries. I've had 2 children that I'm very thankful to have had. And I don't know. It makes me so sad seeing people who can't take a picture without a filter on it. It makes me so sad seeing people. My grandmother is a prime example. She's so hard on herself. She has reached an age that she should be so grateful that she was lucky to hit. She has severe heart problems, and I mean, she's made it so far. My own mom didn't. I mean, my mom was 47 when we lost her. I mean, we lost her before that, but that's a story for a different day. But like getting old, looking old, aging, it's like you're wearing trophies that show that you've hit those milestones, you know? You don't need to buy products to try and pretend that you're not human or keep your body from doing what a human body does. We age. That's a part of humanity, and I think that apart from the societal pressure and oh Manny, hi baby, hi my boy. Apart from the societal pressure and just the way capitalism pushes that kind of stuff, because right, I mean, the anti-aging industry makes them a lot of money. I hate that I can see how it has so easily become popularized. Oh, Minnie. Not just because there's pretty well always been that women need to look prim and proper and a certain way. And I'm not saying that this industry doesn't also affect men. Okay? I'm just speaking from the most easily explainable to me perspectives. And I think it's just a form of how, as humans, we try to avoid remembering that we are part of the whole of the universe and the whole of the earth, in which everything that is lively and alive and exists eventually goes away and is replaced with other life. And I think that the less that we have to look in a mirror and come face to face with that reality that we are a part of that in which will eventually perish and not be, oh, Minnie, my boy. Oh, I'm sorry, we have Mr. Wheezy over here. Lil Wheezy! Oh, my poor boy. My poor boy. Oh, he seems all stuffy. It sounds... He always has like a runny nose really bad. And every time we take him to the vet, they just say, he's chill. I don't know. Here's some medication for, I assume, an upper respiratory. We've had him for 3 years. The medications don't work. It never goes away. So, unfortunately, he's a very sneezy, wheezy, congested little guy. And my husband and I have recently realized we wonder if he has kitty asthma, but the vet never seems to have been concerned about that. Even though they've run other tests, like I said, everything comes back healthy, but he obviously can't have had an upper respiratory from the time he was the size of the palm of my hand until, well, he's still very tiny, but you know what I mean. So we got to get him checked out for that. Because him might need an inhaler or something. I don't know. But anyways, back to what I was saying. As humans, I think that we try to avoid the reality that we are not invincible. And we are not special cases that are excluded from that. What comes from the earth will eventually return to the earth cycle. And it's not a bad thing, honestly. It's really not. You know, I used to be so afraid of, I want to be careful with what I say. I used to be so afraid of that when I spent my life considering myself a Christian. I was raised as a Christian, and I had such a fear. And I don't say this as a means to say that if you believe in such a thing, that you are incorrect, or that, I'm talking down on you. It's just me speaking my experience, and I have every right to do that. I would have one thought. I was 6 in the back of my mom's car thinking, okay, well, if God made everyone, who made God? If he made everything, how did he exist? These are questions. And it's one of those questions, even with my belief system now, you're not going to have all the answers. But I currently feel so at peace with where my beliefs have come. And I feel more aligned with what feels like the truth to me, and with a belief where I no longer am afraid of dying. I'm not afraid. Now, I don't want to go out in a scary way, and I don't want to go out anytime soon. But I used to be so afraid, even as a kid, with little thoughts like that. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to hell. instantly panic. Constant dread of, okay, well, if kids are innocent, what age does that change? No one's given me this definite answer. You know, just a lot of things that made me live a life of higher anxiety, and I already live a high anxiety life. Okay, I am autistic living in a neurotypical world. I am ADHD living in a neurotypical world. I grew up with severe trauma that, you know, has had me spend a majority of my 30 years on this planet distressed. All of it combined, you know, and it's stuff I'm working through. And that's all I can do is keep working through it. But yeah, I don't know. I've kind of went off on a little side tangent here with all this. But yeah, hopefully the point that I was aiming at when I started this video has gotten through, and I hope that it finds whoever I was supposed to tell it to. Because I just made a video. I literally just made a video. And then all of a sudden, I saw TikTok that sparked this thought in me again. And I just felt this overwhelming, full body feeling of, you need to share that on YouTube. And so here I am. Because these are things that really, I notice these things so often. And it just breaks my heart. Back to the filters on pictures thing, it's a similar thing. It's like our flaws, our aging marks. Look at my forehead. Do you see these? I know you see these wrinkles, okay? I know you see it. That's from how, like, you know, I can't even purposefully, I don't know what I'm doing. But that's how like, the result of the distressed, like, tension in my face my whole life. I'm only 30. I could be like, oh, I'm getting wrinkles already. Or I could embrace it for what it is, which is just a physical expression of the life I have lived. And it's nothing more, nothing less. You know, I have a stomach full of stretch marks and scars, and that's the same thing. I have had 2 C-sections. 3 other abdominal surgeries. I have a lot of random holes everywhere. I've had a belly button ring that rejected before all my surgeries, where they cut down my belly button. So I have hella scar tissue there. I'm about to, as soon as I can, have jaw surgery. I need a surgery on my eye, like nerve, muscle stuff or whatever. And those are all just stories of the life I've lived. I have a scar on my knee from where I had MRSA, from getting an injury at the county fair. You know, nothing says county fair like a case of MRSA, right? You know, it's all just stories. It's all just part of... It's all part of the just lesson, the experience, the curriculum that I have had in this lifetime. You know? Hi, Manny. Thank you for not clawing my toe. You almost did. I know, you want some love. Anyways, I'm going to show you these cute cats, and then I think that's all I had to say. I know that this will find who needed to hear it. I hope that whoever listened, enjoyed the perspective. You know, subscribe if you like the way I talk or what I have to say, or if you like ADHD circular tangents where we go boom, 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 and then we always finalize with the original point. But yeah. Okay, so Check these boys out. Look at them. This is my Minnie. Look at him. Oh, they're all brothers, by the way. This is Ori. Ori. You handsome boy. You guys are handsome boys. And this is Sleeves. Look, let's get a size comparison. Minnie, Sleeves. Do you see the difference? We got small, medium, large. We missed a prime opportunity, but we got Sleeves, Minnie, Ori. All right, bye.